Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back at it again. It's Super Dave with the PA Political Revolution podcast, and we have another special guest in here. We have he's starting to become a usual on the show. We have Brother Reverend Trainer. Reverend Trainer, can you go ahead and tell the people how you're doing and introduce yourself, sir?
I'm going to correct that title that you gave me, Doc, before I get started. I am not a reverend. I am a deacon. And until God called me to be a reverend, I'm going to stay in my place. But
as you were.
Good afternoon to all of Port Arthur. It's always a pleasure to sit back and chew the chop with Mr. David. Oh, I call him the Super Dave. And we're ready to get started. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So get your ears right and let your heart receive. Let's do it, Dave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Basically, what I wanted to do, right? I was doing some research, right? Research on the Mayor Bartie.
All right.
And then I was doing. I apologize. Hold on. I was doing this.
You gotta calm down now. We got to get it out. What you got there, baby?
I was doing the research on it, and more I started doing the research on everything from what's going on right now all the way back to the JP issues. I'm like, man, I need to do a show on the mind of a madman, right?
Whoa. Say that again.
I said I actually have to do a show on In the Mind of a Madman, right?
Wow, that's a good title there. That's a good title.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to listen to see what it's going to be about.
Basically, what I'm doing right now, I'm like, when I start looking at all this stuff, man, and I start going back to the JP stuff, man, this guy is goddamn crazy. And basically, I'm gonna go through all of the lies.
Okay.
I can't go through all of them. The ones I kind of,
you ain't got enough time for that.
Right. The ones I can kind of quickly find, right, on the internet that's kind of verifiable. So nobody can say this is hearsay, right? So nobody can say this is made up. So I'm going to go through that, and also going to go ahead and take a close look at his younger years, right, as when he was Justice of the Peace. So putting both of these things together, we can kind of actually get a better understanding of who he has as a mayor, right? Who we have, and kind of, like I said, kind of look at the psychology of the mayor, right? Look at why he acts a certain way, what's going on with him, and kind of just bring you to some surprise. And once you know the history, the current things make sense, right? So once you see the history of the man, the current things make sense. So first up, right, one of the lies he was talking about. We was going on through the lies, no particular order. He lied about the Mardi Gras, right? Now, in this form of government, it is a council manager form of government. He cannot make any type of rules or try to cut any deals on his own. You really have to go through the city manager, right? The city manager is the one that actually runs the day-to-day operation of the city. You're going to hear me saying this over and over and over. The council, no one person on the council has a super vote or veto power over the other. They all have an equal vote. The only thing the mayor has an advantage is when doing an emergency declaration that has been declared through the proper channels, federal, state, county, then local, then he gets to make decisions on going through the emergency management process without having to go through the council, right? They're supposed to be more efficient on that.
But David, before you go any further, when you said the Mardi Gras, see, he's gonna always say something that he knew that you want to hear.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why he said that. And you and I, being activists in the city, we already know what decisions he can make. But when you tell people in an emotional stage, everybody, man, go to Mardi Gras, this and that, and I'm going to bring the Mardi Gras here, that was a conversation that his ears wanted to hear. But the people received that because that's what they do. They run and tell before they see action. And that's what we need to take a stand at and let them know, do your homework. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to say that, Dave.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. You absolutely, feel free to kind of jump in. Feel free to kind of jump in because that's one of the problems with him. He just makes up stuff, just kind of goes off clip, just says anything that comes to the top of his head, right? And what's kind of funny is that he kind of got Angel San Juan and him involved in it. And it was just silly. It was kind of funny because, Angel and them put it up. I'm going to go ahead and play it right quick so you can kind of hear and just kind of have it on the record so, everybody can kind of, hear it. Hold on, take a listen right quick.
Let's do it.
Tonight, Port Arthur Mayor Thurman Bartie says the city will have a Mardi Gras celebration of its own. Mardi Gras is one of many topics the mayor talked about during an interview with KFDM's Angel San Juan. It's marking Bartie's first 100 days in office.
Thurman Bartie says he's as engaged and as enthusiastic as he was when he took over the Port Arthur mayor's office in July. Friday, he sat down with us to provide a progress report on his first 100 days. Mayor Bartie gives himself an A for accessibility.
I pride myself on being accessible prior to even becoming mayor. And I think that was a strength that folk knew that I had.
Bartie says he makes sure citizens can easily reach him, especially during crucial times like when Imelda hit. He says he's proud of how city staff responded to the storm and has full confidence in interim city manager Ron Burton. Port Arthur has been without a permanent city manager for 2 years.
It may be a couple of months before we might be able to come up with whoever that individual might be, or even who the finalists would be.
Although the mayor was disappointed that Mardi Gras Southeast Texas chose to leave Port Arthur and move the celebration to Beaumont, he made this major announcement during our interview.
We're going to have a Mardi Gras celebration. Now, it may not be as it was before, and it may not be in February of 2020, but you can bet and believe by 2021, we'll have the model in place.
Mayor Bartie is also encouraged with development in the city. He says industrial expansions are attracting restaurants.
Okay, you heard that, right?
Yeah, David, before we dialogue on that, okay, he said before 2021, we had the pandemic. He had the pandemic at that time. So I give him the thing. But right now we're in 22. And then the pandemic has been sitting down. Them people in Beaumont already had the Mardi Gras. See, you can't promise nothing if you can't deliver it because you can't make a decision to tell the people that you're going to have. See, that was the excitement period. Oh, Thurman, because let me be truthful honest with you. Let me be truthful. Because like I said, I voted for Thurman. Let me be truthful honest with you. Only reason Thurman got the mayor's seat is because they didn't want to deal with Derek Freeman. Now he don't have no hair on his head, but he's pulling out what he got because people have woken up. They have seen the fraud in which he is, bro. They have seen the fraud in which he is. Right now, he's nervous as a cat on a tin roof on a hot day.
Right.
So don't you think every time you see him, he say, "Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me." Well, if you did something, you shouldn't have to get out there and be begging people to vote for you. Your work should speak for itself, ain't it right?
Right, absolutely.
Come on, dude. Come on. If Port Arthurans don't get it right now, we got another 3 years of the same BS. Go ahead on, David.
Yeah, yes, sir. You're absolutely right on that. And I just want to see, he pretty much guaranteed it. But just like some of these other guarantees I'm about to go into, it doesn't, hold anything. It's lies. Basically, all of these things is coming on as lies, man. Lied about the Mardi Gras.
He just saying what he think the people want to hear.
Yeah.
But he has it in there. You know what's really bothering me, David? I had to get it out.
Oh, go ahead on, sir. Go ahead.
This progress. What progress does he keep talking about? Every time I say it, let's continue the progress. Every time he's asked about the progress, he babble. What progress? Okay, now, when we had those hurricanes, I gave you your props. You was out there keeping us informed and everything. That's what a mayor supposed to do.
Yeah, that's his actual job. And actually,
that's your job.
The only thing he didn't do.
What progress have you showed me? It sure ain't the streets. It sure ain't jobs.
Right.
So what are you talking about? You went out there to Pro Acres and lied to them people? and promised them a rose garden when you gave them thorns.
Right. Yeah.
You've lied to the citizens of Port Arthur and said about your management team.
Yeah, he lied.
When
yeah,
you know
yeah.
you don't have a management team.
No.
You
Let me
lied
get it.
and said that you
His
got to
administration.
go to Washington, D.C. I'm gonna get to the street, but
Yeah.
you say you had to go to Washington, D.C. to be in the room to get the money.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
sound like a drug thing. Ain't nobody do nothing like that. Then you come back and you fix some. What about the streets? I can't even say you're fixing them.
Yeah.
Because your council personnel was the ones that directed the streets that need to be fixed because the money was allocated to different precincts. So what are you doing for progress?
Right. And
Boy, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, look, people are walking around with blinders on.
right.
Thurman is very popular, but it's not for the right reasons. You understand me? Because I know for sure that this white guy confronted Thurman about the text. As a matter of fact, I talked about that on the last op page. You remember?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
About that city council. All the man was telling him is that, look, you represent us, man. That didn't look good. You know what he told that man?
What he did?
If you don't take your crippled white ASS away from around here, I'm going to have them laws to arrest you because I'm the mayor. See, you can't talk to your citizens like that.
No. And
but
right.
before that, David, even though, because politics is a strong thing, you got to have tough skin.
Yeah.
I was speaking to everybody. You understand me? Now, this is something that happened to me, and I personally going to say it.
Oh, yeah.
I seen the mayor. I said, how you doing, mayor? Man, you get over there with them, with the enemy. You don't come out and say, hold up, dude. Hold up. And you can question him. You ain't going to talk to me like that. I'm a grown man.
Right, yeah.
You don't tell me where I need to go now. If you don't want to speak to me, just keep your mouth closed. But you don't want to get no confrontation with Mr. Trainer because I ain't no coward. You don't bully me like you bullied anybody else. What mayor does that, dude?
Yeah.
And you should be bridging the gap, not tearing it apart.
Exactly.
I would speak to a dog, David. I would speak to a dog.
Yeah.
That's not number speaking. Okay, you got rocks in your jaw, you're mad at me, but guess what? You can't say that I lied about nothing. I'm just telling the truth.
Absolutely not.
How you doing, Mayor? Yeah, all right. And I go about my business. You instruct children where to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't instruct a grown man like me. I'm 64 years old. We could talk, like, decent folks, but we can get to some gangster shit. Excuse my French. You're not gonna pimp me, brother.
Yes, sir.
Because you wearing them pimp suits, but you're not gonna pimp Mr. Trainer. And I could chew my cabbage twice, sometimes 3 times, and I might have to spit it out because I don't eat cabbage. But I like coleslaw. Go ahead, David.
Yeah. Or as Philip Klein called him, seersucker suits. Yeah, man. And then you brought up a point how the way he talked. The guy's name is Robert Petiska. I'm supposed to try to get him an interview with him. If I can, I'm gonna try to put that on the end of this interview. Right, have these 2 in one if I have some time. But yeah, he told him to get his white. He allegedly told him to get his white ass away, something like that.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah,
because I don't know if that's a dude or whatever it is. It's just that he doesn't have respect for the citizens.
Yeah.
And he's the preacher. And I say it all the time. His job is to preach, teach, and show compassion for the people.
Right.
So every time you hear him say something, he's throwing God in it. Well, you can't discredit God because you ain't nothing but a fool. You're sitting up there quoting God and quoting scripture, and you ain't living it. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Love your enemy as you will love your friends. But keep your friends closer than an enemy. This man just asking a question because he's a citizen and he feels as though that the city wouldn't represent him.
Yeah, and they feel like they're lying to me.
We got a clown. One thing I can say about Mr. Baptiste, you might say Baptiste is a professional.
Yeah.
He's a professional. You can't compare him with Bartie. And I know in my spirit and I know in my heart that Mr. Baptiste is going to change the narrative of this whole city. We need somebody that's going to come in to make us feel good while we can go ahead and grow the city. I'm coming home today. Man, the traffic was so bad. Where all them people come from, Dave?
Man, like I said, the same thing. I had to go up the Best Buy right quick and come back and get them wipes and I'm like, God dang, man, what's going on out
gas
there?
already high. Gas already high. Why do people come from? Ever since I went on, look, they had a wreck on 73. Car flipped over and everything. I understand it. I go and get off and go toward Blue Body Memorial. Oh, Lord. Traffic is back. Ain't no wreck there. All these people coming for these jobs. You understand me? Now they're taking the route back home or to their destination, ain't even stopping to get a burger or Coke or gas.
Right.
What happened to the compliance management? What, like I told you on the last.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that one. Yeah, lied about.
Every 100 people that they hire, just give us 3. Ain't nobody begging. We just asking. I'm seeing out of town license plates everywhere. We don't even have the police force to direct the traffic like that. You see what I'm saying? You the mayor? You don't see this? All you want to do is vote for me. Okay, we got an election going. It's no problem. But are you doing your job besides sitting at the poll, talking bad to the citizens? What is going on? Port Arthur needs to take a step right now and say we didn't have enough. And we didn't have enough because when we go to the poll, we vote for number 2. It ain't but 2 of them. Don't look at the B's. Look at the F. Floyd Baptiste. Go ahead, Andre.
Right, yeah. You're absolutely right. That's another one. He lied about the compliance officer, man. The guy just completely lies. He even took that from Richardson or somebody. Yeah, he got that from Greg Richards. Yeah. I think Greg was running for District 4. He straight lied and took that compliance officer deal and made it look like there was, his idea was just crazy, man.
Yeah,
these people,
baby. Yeah, I hate.
These people would say any goddamn thing, just to try to get some, some likes, some votes, some followers, just anything, man.
Try to get that love off. Just tell it like it is. Since we're gonna keep it built for him, trying to get that love off. Bring all your ties into the storehouse.
Yeah.
So I might have meat in my house, not God's house.
Right. It's crazy. Now, he says the progress, we 2 years behind with the streets, man. The money. 2 years, David. You got to be kidding. 2 years? We have money that's allocated in the streets for it to be fixed, but hey, he's still waiting. He's not getting that done, man. And I think this is me suspecting, right? Because he got some. That's me suspecting. I don't have any proof of this. He got some wheels and deals with this other cement company. He trying to go ahead and funnel that money through. That's just me speculating on it. I don't have any, proof of any of that. But I'm gonna keep the name of that.
That's speculation.
I'm kind of speculating on that. So I don't, that's what I think. That's just my opinion. So, but there's no reason why the blueprint has already been laid down. The city manager has been given a directive to go ahead and get this done. And there's no reason why they can't get it done. You know what I mean? They just can't. They just refuse to get it done.
Let me cut you off and ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
If they don't get it done, do they have to turn their money back in?
No, that's through the bonds. Yeah, it's just sitting over there. They don't have to turn their money.
Yeah. They got a gift all the time of giving money back.
Oh yeah. We have a problem
I'm
with that.
a poor man, so I ain't never giving nothing back.
Not if I don't have to.
And look, I'm gonna be in the red when they come looking for me.
Right, absolutely.
So I just want to ask you that question because a lot of things that the city does, they wind up losing money because the time have ran out.
Yeah.
I've never heard that from no other city in my life because Port Arthur ain't that rich why they could just get the money back. So
we have
I just wanted to throw that in.
Oh yeah, we have a problem with execution, right? We cannot execute for the life of us. You know what I mean? No progress on major.
That's a good word. Yeah.
On major drainage progress. No progress on major drainage projects. We supposed to have some major drainage projects that also have money inside of it too, but for some reason we not able to execute and get these things done. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Bartie. Oh, let me see. Yeah, he was supposed to, and he was supposed to have some type of crime initiative where he's supposed to be getting with certain church organizations. That has failed. You haven't seen any of that. So some type of partnership with the city and local church leaders, right? To go ahead and I don't know if they're trying to pray the crime away, go to these apartments. I don't know what they're trying to do, but these things are just feel good moments, right? Just to spur emotions out of people and to try to make him think he's doing something. He's not doing anything. This has nothing. This isn't. I think this was a part of his first 100 days in office. You haven't heard anything about
stop
that?
There, David. Stop there.
Yes, sir.
You said 100 days. What happened to the 100 days?
Man, you didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, no. But that's what you just put the tape of saying 100 days.
Yeah,
Tell me something about the 100 days, David, that have got done. I just want to know. I'm quite sure the listeners right now would like to know. Let's talk about the 100 days. What about the 100 days?
Man, I don't know.
They came and gone because majority of the 100 days he was sick.
Yeah, and just
you forgot about that?
Yeah, and just like on this thing, they say, see, look, with Mayor Bartie, when people talk about him, right, they don't really have nothing good to say. They always have something like intangible, like he's the most accessible mayor. Oh, he calls himself the most accessible, right? And this guy named Joe Taint, I don't know what he do with the Chamber of Commerce. I don't know what he do, but he's supposed to have been at some conference with the mayor. He was standing by pretty much trying to co-sign him or something like that. And he was saying he's the best dresser. I mean, stupid stuff that doesn't mean a goddamn thing, doesn't mean any kind of tea in China that they're saying about it. They're not saying he's the most effective, best communicator, the most corral. They say he's saying he's most accessible in the first 90 days, and the other guys say he's the best dressed mayor. I mean, that's...
Well, he can have overalls on, for as I care, because the clown suits ain't gonna get a transparency. It ain't gonna get the infrastructure. It ain't gonna get the job. You know, I don't understand why would somebody get up there and say, "Oh, he's the best dresser."
Yeah, it's a backhanded insult.
Yeah. That's all that was. But he keyed with it. He thought it was a compliment. See what I'm talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. Don't understand when people making fun of him. You know what I mean? Probably don't care. And the guy he can't even control crime. I think we just said no. Yeah, we saying it right now. He doesn't have a plan to control crime, right? I remember one of the articles I put up, he said he'll give $1 gazillion if anybody can go ahead and try to do something with the crime. Now, we've given him certain situations, right? You can have a nuisance ordinance, right? If you have some of these problem areas, kind of like certain stores, certain apartments, and you can see that they're not doing anything to fix the crime. They're not doing anything at all. You know what I mean? They just say, forget, the police or whatever. You can kind of hit it with a nuisance order. Nuisance order is a tool where you can kind of, hit some of these doggone businesses and hell, make them accountable, for the goddamn traffic that they keep around. If they're not doing anything about it, or not trying to do anything, you can kind of hit them with that. Now, that's a tool that the cities can use.
Okay.
To try to go ahead at crime. They've done it before at BJ's over there. They've done it before.
Yeah, but look at this, David. That's why I like your research. Look at what just went on over there at Joe Louis.
Yeah, right.
Last year alone, they had 400 and something calls. Why they don't have an auditor on them people right there? They just had a shooting. I seen they captured the guy today.
Yeah.
And all that. That needs to stop. Let me tell you something. These places here need to get their own personal security because they wearing our officers out, bro.
Yeah.
They can't protect us when they got to keep on ripping and running. And don't get me wrong, because those are citizens too. But these complexes, just like Edison Square, oh, we gonna have our own security. You ain't never had on security at all. We gonna have a volleyball. You ain't never did that at all. I had to get on there and expose them to cut the grass, bro.
Yeah.
Cut the grass, get the EPA to come out here and look at this stuff. That's not for me to do. They got a city manager, they got counselor, they got the health department to take care of all that. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
That needs to stop. Yeah, look here. I was against Edison Square, but I wasn't against Edison Square because our people. I was against Edison Square because I knew they was going to use it. And it's exactly what they're doing. And then I said about New Jack City, it's exact. They got drugs running in and out of it. But let me tell you something, and I'm putting it on air, not in my neighborhood.
Right.
Because I can guarantee you, I ain't got to hide when I call them laws to tell me to sell and do. I'm going to be right there and point you out. That's the type of person I am, because simple reason that I have compassion, love for the people. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah,
My wife
absolutely.
tells me all the time, you need to start at them people. Look, if I walk out my door today, right now, Dave, and I get shot, just say I get shot.
Right.
Ain't nothing I can do about it.
Yeah,
God done already ordained that. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
if you fool around, look, if you fool around and you miss, I'm always ready. I'm always so.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I got to do, like Malcolm said, by all means necessary. And I'm not trying to preach hatred. I'm just saying that, hey, you can't come to my house or my neighborhood and scare the people.
Right,
So
right.
when we got a mayor that's saying that he's doing progress, I got to keep on going with it, because I'm trying to find out what progress is he doing, because I like to get behind that progress. You know, I'm an activist. I help everybody. But when I say, how you doing, man, you going over there with the enemies. Man, is you crazy? You on some narcotics? What is wrong with you?
What'd you say? You on some narcotic? Yeah.
But you get on there, you say, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Vote you out of there. That's what they need to do.
Right. And another lie, right? I done pulled up, right? On his first 100 days thing he's trying to do. First of all, let me address that. In a council manager form of government, right, where you have a one vote just as the same as another council member, you can't set any type of 100 days anything. You cannot say what you want to do, because you have to bring that through the council. You know what I mean? When anything you want to do, you have to get that the vote on the council, and the council has the same, the same voting powers you have. If the council don't want to say it, they can shut it down. Like, what you mean your first 100 days? You can't do none of this bull crap that you talking about, because you don't, it's not that form of government. You're not a Sylvester Turner, where he pretty much runs the day-to-day operations of the city. He's pretty much like a Ron Burton, a city manager. But this mayor doesn't have a clue of how we run government. Doesn't have a freaking clue.
And David, he been there just about 3 years. July would be 3 years, which we already know he ain't gonna make it. And he still can't run a council meeting, because first of all, I'm the people's champ. That's all he got to say. I'm going through the council, and we're gonna get it together, because we're gonna work together, and that's how we're gonna get it done. Not my cabinet, not me. Stop that. Look, I look at it this way, David. Right now is a time, and I want the constituents to hear this. Right now is a time to fix it. He's not the one that we can fix it with, bro. Like I told you in the beginning, I voted for Thurman. Thurman grew up with my uncles and everything. I've been doing it. I never thought that Thurman would act like this here once he get in. But you got to be careful when you put people in, how they change. They change, brother.
Oh, yeah, he basically lied.
All in the bag of chips, and you can't tell them nothing, because we had a mayor before we put her in there, and she still cut nose. How you doing?
Yeah.
Who does that? Who does that, dude?
We have nothing but clowns on council.
And if you look at the city, and everybody out there could get mad, if you look at the city, since we done took over, look where we at.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Look where we at, bro.
Yeah.
Look we crabs in a basket and nothing getting done. They trying to steal the EDC, because they feel as though the EDC got enough going on. They said, but they had that through Floyd Baptiste. Floyd Baptiste ain't dead. Look how many people have quit the EDC, because they know it ain't right.
Yeah.
They know it ain't right. You want to put council on something so they can make the decision. You don't do that. You have appointees to do that.
Yeah, it's another failure. We lost money, and he destroyed the EDC, right? We had people training to go ahead and take over. Now we done took all that now, took the attorneys away. Now we paying some attorney out of San Antonio, this guy, for whatever in the hell we doing, when we could have had a highly one that deals with the EDC right here. So that's just stupid. They done ripped that whole, like he said, they done ripped the fabric from the city, because the main thing that you want to do to try to stop crime and hit rid of poverty is economics. Economic development is the answer to a lot of the problems here. But we have these brain dead ass clowns don't know enough to understand how important it is, right? And I
Right.
say this because I believe, that is my opinion, that these folks is trying to use this to cut some deals over here, right? And they have to have permission from one of these doggone attorneys that's trying to give them some type of cover. I don't know if it's a boss hog, the city attorney, one of them, probably both of them, right? So you
Right.
see these ignorant ass Negroes feel that they have some type of cover where they can go ahead and try to ramshack, do all these illegal things, and try to go ahead and take over and take the money out the EDC, right? You know, I'm speculating, right? Allegedly. So, you know.
Oh well, I'm agreeing with you. You know, allegedly.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
they're
But,
doing.
I'm just
That's what they're
saying,
doing.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that for, legal purposes and stuff like that, because I don't have any proof. I'm just speculating
Right, I
on that.
understand.
So, that's another problem and a failure of his, right? So, and just lying about that. Now, also on this 100 days, right, he says establishing dialogue with the Texas governor and holding a round table discussing with industry.
Boy,
Now,
go ahead on. Go ahead. You preaching now. You preaching now. Go ahead.
Now-
Tell the whole story. Don't tell half of
Yeah,
it.
now this doggone thing just refreshed on me. Dialogue with the Texas governor holding a round table discussing with industry and educational partners within the city to come up with a plan to educate students in the work industries. So you never heard none of that up, right? None of that joke. See, all these 100-day things, if it was actually progress, he would be talking about these things, right? But
Right,
what he
especially right now.
But the only thing what he's talking about is progress is a goddamn emergency management crew, the emergency management plan, which he has nothing to do with, right?
No, because we got an emergency planner. We got Deputy Chief Houston. So what are you talking about?
The emergency management plan is already in there in place before him, right? So to make sure it was refortified when Freeman screwed everything up with the emergency management system, that's how he got removed, right? So Bartie was just smart enough to know not to dick this up, to screw this up, just like the previous mayor did, right? Because there was so much politics. You had Freeman, you had these dummies, Brian McDougal, Brian McDummy, and you had that chief, right?
Melvin.
Yeah, Patrick Melvin. Them fools wanting to goddamn initiate a war on the goddamn police department, and doing that, you remove two of the doggone emergency management people out of there. So not having the experience, you got these other dummies up in there that screwed all this stuff up. You know what I mean? So it's just, they screwed all this trash up, right? So now he was just smart enough not to do it. He just smart enough not just to let them advisors tell them, hey, look, Freeman, I'm gonna tell you, look, if you just listen to us, you'll be all right. You see, the reason why Freeman out of here, because they ain't listen. I'm pretty sure they told his ass that. So, he was just smart enough not to do that, but he has the ego and the personality. He may even muck that up. He may get a twitch in his goddamn body to say, hey, just like he wanted to call it emergency management stuff ahead of time, he wanted to do that ahead of the county judge, right? I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with this fool? He wants to do all of these things out of order. So that's another reason why you got to worry about this clown, in case if you happen to have a situation where we have an emergency declaration and the people are telling him specific things what to do, right, to make this city progress and to help it survive through this emergency management. You might have this goddamn clown ass nut over here want to go ahead and screw the whole thing. He may be inebriated or whatever. They may he want to do something stupid, so we have to watch out for that doing any type of emergency management issue, because he will have the sole control. He doesn't have the checks and balances of the council at that time.
We be in trouble that he got full grant.
Luckily, he didn't muck it up last time. You know what I mean? Because more you start in power, more you in power, more he feel like he starts smelling himself, and more he start acting a fool. But I'm gonna get more into that when I start going jump into some of the JP stuff he used to do, right? So
yes, sir.
So with that being said, we need to watch this clown on this issue. And let me scroll down to some of the other things that he was saying. Tears what solutions, common issues. Okay, he said we haven't been able to fix all the potholes. We haven't been able to straighten up the streets. We haven't been able to stop some of the shootings, he said. So he kind of admitting some of the things he haven't do, but they haven't even begun on the streets. They went all the way back to about 3 or 4 times into deciding which streets to do. I mean, dude, we'd already decided the damn streets. It's time to fix the son of a guns. But with him, they want to dictate so much to the council. He wants to dictate too much of the job, right? The city manager can't do his job because they want to dictate every goddamn thing to him, switching up the streets. So hell, you 2 years behind because you got new council members want to goddamn choose the streets you want to do instead of going off the plan that's already laid in place. You know what I mean?
And those councilmen, you got to just getting in there. They don't know nothing. When you unlearn, let me tell you something. When
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
unlearn, you need to sit back and pay attention to learn something. You just can't come up on council and say, I want this. See, that's what he's doing. And that's what a few of those council members doing. Don't you know next year, every slate going to be gone? We might not have nobody there that's able to function our council. Because you got a lot of people leaving, bro. And you got a lot of new people coming in. What are we going to do then? You know, they got an old saying in the Bible, say, wars and rumors of wars, mothers against daughters, fathers against. It's happening. I can't tell you when the world going to end, but I can tell you right now, God is positioning us to see that we ain't right. This is Port Arthur. This is my home. I was born and bred in here. You understand me?
Yeah.
I would not, in my own conscience, let this city go to slope by voting for people like Mayor Bartie. It's not going to happen. I did it once, okay, because we said we wanted Freeman out. Okay, Freeman, I apologize to you because you still a better man.
No, well,
This guy right here, man. This guy right here, he has no pulse. I could check his pulse right now and think he did.
See, no pulse.
I really can, because guess what? He don't have no compassion for the people. That's the first thing you got to have for the job. He has no compassion. Anytime you talk to the citizens like that, you can't come back and say, vote for me, because for progress. Well, first of all, your dialogue is wrong when you talk to the citizens. You know, whether you're white or black or dark, doesn't make no difference. You don't talk to that man. That man older, probably than he was and everything. Respect, because respect is something earned. That man earned his flowers. This guy here is just he's a fool. He's a nut. Boy, look, don't get me started with that, because I could go on with it. When I talked to him and said, good evening, the reunion that I had with him was off the chain, bro. It was off the chain. It wasn't even necessary. Like I told you earlier in the progress, I speak to a dog. Hey, doggy. But you are not going to sit and talk to me no any kind of way. I guarantee you that. Because I ain't no punk. You're not going to talk to me in that way because I'm not going to disrespect you. Now, if you mad about what you and me and David had put on a pro, find out why it's not true. Yeah. What happened to your 100 days that you had? I'm not happy. What happened to the progress that you said that you've made? You going under somebody else's stuff. We talk about what you've done since you got in there. I'm gonna give you the answer to that, David. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. You are trying to get favoritism, pragmatism, you know, and really it's bordertism to me, because guess what? I don't see it, and the citizens of Port Arthur know I'm not lying. I was at the poll today. The man is sweating bullets. Why are you sweating bullets when you talk about your progress? Why are you getting so angry when people come up and talk to you when you're talking about your progress? Some of them might not understand your progress. Don't you think you need to explain it to them? You have nothing to explain. You have nothing to explain because you haven't done nothing. Right. All you've been doing is taking trips because you got to be in the building for the decision. Yeah.
Another lie. Lied about the trips. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, David.
Yeah, no
problem. Go ahead on with what you got next.
Oh, he lied, and I want to remind people, he lied about this pulmonary embolism, right?
Oh, boy, you hit hard. Now, you hit under my feet.
I'm gonna kind of remind. Let me go pull this up. I think this may be the one where he actually lied, where it's straight to the point where he lied about. Let me just double check this one right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I
got more time to go.
And your lower extremities, your legs. He did the ultrasound of my heart. The cardiologist came back and said, man, you don't have any blood clots, no embolism at all in your heart.
Let me say this, man. I truly believe that God can do anything. I just believe,
right there.
Mayor, I believe God can do anything. I believe God stopped the blood clots in your lungs.
He did.
He did.
Because for your lungs not to be affected and for the blood clots not to travel where they could have traveled.
They could have traveled to my brain.
To your brain, you had a stroke, your heart
and
killed.
He said,
wow.
You know, I mean, that's what they tell me. It's phenomenal. And they began, they gave me these, I think it's heparin shots in my stomach.
And you talk so much, your lungs probably was the strongest part of your body.
Yeah.
So you know, he stopped it where, you know, the strong, and for the breathing just to remain
and
the same.
now,
God is just good.
You know, I mean, now, so I want you to keep praying for me.
Well, we haven't stopped.
I've said, hey, keep praying because the prayers are working. The embolisms are still in my lungs.
What?
While you're talking.
While I'm talking to you now. But if I check my breathing, I'm probably at a 94 to 95.
Hold on. He just.
Look, David, I'm laughing too. If God have already relieved it, why are you still, you made your testimony, why are you still, go ahead on, David. Let me get it on.
Frank, the goddamn cheerleader, the sex that God can do anything. See, that's why I can't stand these dirty ass pastors, right? I got to get to it. I can't stand these son of a bitches, right? Because they use the Lord's name in vain for some old clown ass political shit like this, right? This video made me so goddamn mad when they using the Lord's name in vain, right? And you have people believing.
Calm it down, Dave. Calm it down with the curse word.
Yeah, man. Look, people go to these people. I don't know why they go to them. They go to them for their eternal salvation, like Frank. They go to him for their eternal salvation. When Bartie had verse 6, they went to him for his eternal salvation, for them to mock them and to lie about his pulmonary embolism. This is how low these doggone dogs will go to try to get your vote and to try to fool citizens.
You think they lied about that, David?
He lied about he lied. Look, he just told you that he was cleared of the embolism.
Now, hold up, stop that. That's what I'm talking about. But then he come back. Go ahead on.
He came back and said, well, y'all still pray for me now because I still have it in my heart.
You can't hold up, David. He can't have it if it's already been released.
That's what I'm saying. He did take it. He said he did. Yeah, it could have traveled in my brain. See,
my heart.
That's what he said. So he co-signed everything Frank was saying, but then he came back and said he still have it. So
come on, stop this. Look, I need to pick up an offer.
Go ahead,
now.
Go ahead, man.
I need to pick up an offer. I caught that. I don't know if the public caught that.
Right.
It's either or. It's either or. You've been released from that, or you haven't.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You get see one thing about this being a deacon. You know, when the pastor's up there preaching, I keep my Bible open.
Right.
I follow along with the sermon because every mouth open and close like a Bible. But guess what? It ain't all true.
Yeah.
You got to do your homework, man. I caught that, and I'm saying to myself, well, if he been released and relieved of that, why he come back and say you still got it? See, you're contradicting yourself. You're contradicting yourself. If God have released that, God ain't gonna put it back on you.
Right.
The God I serve don't make mistakes. I just have to say that, bro. I just have to say it because let me tell you something. All that is BS and lies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely straight BS and lies. That's their whole MO is BS and lies. And the doggone and also just lying to the people. Oh, let me play this one. This is when Mayor Bartie lied about I went on Greg Richards' page, right? And I'm gonna go bring it up. This is the way he lied about the compliance officer. Hold on. Hold on, here you go.
Port Arthur has one of the highest unemployment rates in the city. Motiva earned $111 billion last year. And income in Port Arthur is $18,000 a year. How is the refurbishing of buildings in downtown Port Arthur by Motiva going to improve the quality of life in the city?
Okay, now to actually answer what you asked, I don't think it's going to do that as far as our $18,000 amount. That is some amount that's very low as far as per capita on the population and amount that a family can live off of. Now, when we think about Motiva and what they've done and the investment that they've made this investment hoping, I guess, that it would actually return to them maybe 100-fold or even more. But for our citizens to actually benefit, so to speak, from Motiva investing in downtown, our citizens are going to have to be given an opportunity to live with livable wages. Now, what I just heard was that they have been approached to hire Port Arthur citizens. That approach had to be mighty weak, ladies and gentlemen, because I know several of you in here did not get those jobs. Several of you in here were not considered for those jobs. We need a compliance officer in the city of Port Arthur if we're going to do all of these things. Where did you get that from? I mean, these are things that have to happen. Okay, I am glad that Motiva did what it has done for.
Now you see, now you see, you heard Greg Richards say, where you get that from?
Yeah,
Straight lied about a compliance officer for this, right? Now you haven't heard him say a goddamn thing about getting jobs in Motiva this first 3 years. You haven't seen one single solitary issue on Motiva. People, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. You need to remember when these politicians lie to you. They straight lie to you. They don't give a damn about what you or anything else have to do. They don't even care what you're worried about. You have to understand these people are crooks, in my humble opinion, right? These people don't give a damn, don't care nothing about you. You could die tomorrow and he'll get paid from the funeral home service he works at or whatnot and move you on out of there. Because look, you need to understand, we don't need people that lie. Once you start electing these people that's lying to you, they're going to keep on lying to you because they figure you too stupid to do anything about it. You just heard him say right here, we need to have a compliance officer do anything but hiring. You haven't heard him say nothing about hiring. You haven't had any kind of thing or the council, any kind of initiative on hiring, nothing to do with that. Nothing about that. So you have to understand, man, look, you have to understand enough is enough, people. If they think they can clown you, if they think they can just lie to you and do anything to you, they're going to keep on doing it.
David.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
Let me say this. And this is to your audience. If you are happy with the way your city is going right now and the way your city is programmed to live, then keep on doing what you're doing. But if you know that we could do better, you need to vote for Floyd Baptiste. And I don't want to keep saying that. You've given Thurman a shot. He ain't did it.
Yeah, we did. We gave him a chance.
He ain't did it, dude. He ain't do it. So let's give somebody else a shot. Even if he don't do it, we'll get somebody else. We got to get it right. We got to get it right, dude. This guy here is a joke. Why is your compliance officer? You just said what Greg Richards said, but guess what? We ain't got one yet. We ain't got one yet.
Yeah.
And then I just told you about the traffic coming in and going out. What about our people? Are we less than everybody else? Come on, dude. Come on. Because look, I love me some me. I'm kissing me on the hand. I love me some me. But I cannot continue to go along with the BS that he's talking about because guess what? He has no idea what's going on. He really does. All he want to do is look good, wear them clown suits, and tell you what's good for your frat brothers, what's good for your friends, what's good for your church members. And guess what? If they can't see it now, David, it's nothing that you and I could do to change that. That narrative is already set in. Quit voting for friends, frat brothers, and BS. Quit doing that. Because we have children that's coming up in the ranks to take our place. So we ain't gonna be here much longer. We asked the Lord for 3 scones and 10, and a lot of us already reached that. I'm trying to get mine, but I'm just saying that, hey, if he want to use biblical, I could go toe to toe with it. I'm not a preacher, but I know the word. Now let's stop that and let's do something for the city of Port Arthur. Out of all the counties and the cities that we have, we're the laughing stock. So he said one time on thing, because I ain't gonna make you shame. Well, I'm saying,
yeah,
I'm peeping. I ain't looking. I'm peeping, keeping my head down, because I am a Port Arthur. And everywhere I go, man, what's going on in Port Arthur? What the mayor talk about? But like I told you, Dave, when you get kicked out of 3 of the highest houses in the land, and you still get voted into, come on, man, we got to change the narrative of this. We really do. We really do. I am so sick and tired of my Port Arthur citizens that they would just go and vote for popularity. That shows a bad reflection on us, especially them. They know better. They know better. They really do. They know better. But, well, you know, I'm in this circle and this and this and that. Thurman is only 1 vote. Thurman can't do nothing but. I call Deacon Trainer, Brother Trainer. I could do a lot more than whatever he could do, because guess what? He gonna promise you a whole lot of stuff. I'm gonna tell you, no, it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna get out there and fight for you. Like I just told you across the street. I bet they cutting grass. I bet they cutting grass. You can't live in fear. You can't live the life that you want to live because somebody is dictating. We're gonna be like Iran. We're gonna be like Russia and all that, because simple reasons that we keep our mouth closed. Now we'll talk at the breakfast table, but when it's time to come out and put your name on the mark of vote, you go in there. If you go, you vote for the fool. Why would you do that? Why would you do that and then turn around and complain? I don't want to hear none of that. If Floyd Baptiste don't become your mayor, I'm done. I'm done. Because we've already, David and myself have already gave you the entity that you can say, hey, we're going to the poll and we're going to vote this fool out. We don't have time for that no more. You got to look at you and your family, your grandchildren. What's coming up? We have nothing, but we can in Floyd Baptiste.
Right. Yeah, I'm still fight because people are confused. The people that vote for Mayor Bartie really don't know how bad it is. I'm convinced, because you can't be that crazy to vote for him. Now, look, they have a lot of propaganda, because a lot of people don't believe that a mayor would just lie to you. They don't believe a person would just continuously lie like the mayor does, right? You know, some people do that, and some people,
get the wax out. Look, David, get the wax at you because you hear it.
Yeah.
Is babbling every time he get on TV, and he using them hand seconds and all that stuff like that. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
Now
you could do better. We could do better.
Now, to go ahead and make better sense of this right now, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the JP side of it, right? Mm-hmm. As we all know, Mayor Bartie was the justice of the peace at one time. Now, he had really got some serious allegations, right? This portion is probably one of the major times where the powers went to his head, and he actually kind of, started to lose his mind, really, in my opinion, right? Because you see the egotistical sick crap that he's doing right here, where we did the JP, it makes sense why the guy acts so crazy over here on the city council right now, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, for those that don't know, he has been, from what I'm looking up, he's been disbarred from the the justice of the peace from being the judge in the state of Texas forever, right? And I'm gonna jump to one of the things he said, right? Well, they said about this. I'm reading from the Beaumont Enterprise. On the title is JP wants name cleared, August 27, 2002, right? The suspension forced Bartie to immediately leave the bench he's occupied since 1995. The Supreme Court of Texas handed down the ruling at recommendation of a judiciary committee. Bartie called the ruling a total disappointment. The judge, who openly expressed his religious faith in interviews, said that he had received support from his church family at First 6th Street Baptist Church of Port Arthur. This is not the first controversy to come from Bartie's way. The commission has censored Bartie twice before for mishandling truancy and small claims cases. Now that we see right here, you can't give this dude no type of power. You know what I mean? We didn't know,
No power.
No power. We can't give this man nothing because he loses his mind. He mishandles his stuff. Bartie said that he chooses to handle 30 to 40 truancy cases a week, a duty he does not have to perform, he said. I basically accepted this as a charge from God, Bartie said. By accepting this charge, I believe that I've been persecuted.
Go God again.
That's playing that religious psychobabble, that religious bullcrap that he likes to do, right? And these other pastors like to do. And looking at this, it makes sense how he tries to tie the religion to that, to try to pull on your heartstrings where I believe he don't really give a damn about a higher power, right? Because if you gave a damn about a higher power, you wouldn't use the Lord's name in vain like you doing every single conversation you have with him. I mean,
yeah, but
it doesn't
God is not
make
a
any
divisive God. God is not a divisive God. When God say this is that, it's done. So I'm trying to figure out how can he construe what God say? That ain't what the word say. You see what I'm talking about? Let's stop using politics and religion, because in the Bible it says it doesn't mix. It does not mix. You need to come and say what Thurman Bartie saying. Quit putting God in that, because God ain't saying none of that.
Now, right here, it also says a criticism has also come from his colleagues. In January, right, a Louisiana sheriff criticized Bartie after he allowed a man suspected of rape in Louisiana free on a personal recognizance bond, meaning that the man did not have to post any bond or pay a fine. That's one, right? In Louisiana, of rape. When I seen that, I say, oh, this man is crazy. This man is psychotic for real. Next month, television station KBM-TV reported that Bartie interfered with the roadside arrest of a relative suspected of driving under the influence. Bartie also issued him a personal reconnaissance bond in that case, a move that fellow judges deem unacceptable according to the news report, right?
Well, wasn't that guy Kenningham?
I think so, yeah. That was the Kenningham, yeah.
Yes, sir. His brother-in-law, something like that.
And the one that accused of rape, there's somebody different from what it looks like right here. So you have a guy that alleges he lets a person go on a reconnaissance bond that's allegedly accused of rape. Rape. You see what I'm saying? This crap doesn't make any goddamn sense how psychotic this son of a gun is. But when you look at his history, it makes sense right now why this guy is so goddamn crazy, right?
But he's throwing his weight around. But go ahead.
Yeah. Exactly. He's throwing his weight around. And they say the woman who filed the recent complaint, I'm gonna say just Miss Bush, right? They said she met with commission investigation of June. Bartie later attended a confidential meeting with the body. Okay, that's when he got, suspended or whatnot. Formal proceedings. Boom, boom. Okay. That's it for that's all I want to get off of that one. But yeah, but look, Dave, go ahead.
When that happened, Melvin was the chief. I was the chairperson, and Thurman and I met with the chief about it, and we and the chief looked at that and said it can't be done. So I was personally involved with that. And like I told him, man, you can't see, even though you're the mayor, all you are is the glue of the city. You can't be interfering with the police and all of that because it comes back on you. What was all that about? I personally asked him that.
Yeah.
He said, no, man, no, you can't come. Because he wanted the officers recommended and all that. No. They only did their job. You the one interfered. You should be the one brought up on charges. You know what I'm talking about? Because you interfered with an investigation.
Right,
now, come on, man. Come on, even though you know people in high places, let's just say, people, you can't just take your personal issue out unless you did your homework.
Yeah.
The officers was right to stop it. See, one thing that I got with that is that we have nobody. Well, I'm not going to say nobody because we have some people like Floyd Baptiste that could come in and do something. You are not going to make a shame, but every time I turn around, you're making the shame, bro. You making it. They just say you're a clown. Stop it.
Yeah.
We're not going to put up with that. We're not going. Not people with intelligence is going to put up with that. Now you got a bunch of young folks that just coming out there that's able to vote. They want to do this. They want to do that. But no, man, we are not going to continue to do that kind of stuff. That's not going to happen, bro. That's not going to happen. Now we got a time to make some changes. We already made a change with Joe Guillory against the incompetent Mark DeRuin. It's time for us to put our people in and let's go forward.
Right.
Because progress that you are talking about is degress. I haven't seen anything that I could say, yeah, the mayor made progress. I haven't seen it, bro. And let me tell you something. They can get mad at me or whatever they want, but one thing they can't say about Brother Trainer. Brother Trainer got compassion, love for the people. And he loved his city. I'm not going to sit down there and take no wooden nickels. I ain't going to let you pee on my head and tell me it's raining when I know that it ain't.
Right,
it ain't finna happen. So I'm going to do all I can. Yes, I'm putting it on your iPad. I'm going to do all I can to tell the citizens that we need a change.
Right. Right.
Now,
okay.
they don't see that. They don't see that, David. There's nothing else we could do. We didn't put it out there.
Yes,
we didn't put it. I know you love Thurman. Thurman's a good clown. He's going to make you laugh. He's going to set up the table. He's going to do this. But is that going to help the city of Port Arthur?
Right,
you remember when he went to Washington, D.C. and rented that car and had it parked in the storage?
The parking lot.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a park, yeah.
And then they spanked him on the hand and say, but they spanked him on the hand and said, well, he didn't know better. Well, since he didn't know better, from now on, he been doing how you keep talking about you got to go and sit in the house or in the room to make the decision. That's a drug decision, man. Come on.
Yeah, drug in the jail.
Come on now. We need to stop that. We need to stop that. Because
speaking
we're
on
looking like the laughing stock of the county.
Oh yeah.
People laugh at us. They really do.
Yeah, we looking like.
See, that's like at church. If I was, the pastor is the under shepherd of the church. I'm the deacon. But if I see the pastor ain't doing what he's supposed to do, I need to go to. If I got fought with my brother, I need to go to him. I don't need to have to sit back and say we're gonna have a meeting. No, come on, dude. What scripture that was? Because my scripture must be different. You must be in the NIV.
Right.
Because I'm in the New Testament. It doesn't work like that.
And,
I'm just saying that, David. I'm not trying to slander preachers or nothing like that. But let me tell you something. Every tub got to sit on his own bottom. Every tub.
Yes, sir.
And a closed mouth would not get fed. I could get to the pastor. Well, I ain't gonna say no to the pastor, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell the call. No, that ain't why it's at. Pastor, you need to have a meeting with your people. And we all address it. Why we can't go to council and address it? Because he's tearing people down like the text dot. You ain't gonna come up here and tell me this here. I want to know this here because it's been over a year and you ain't did it. What nigga, it's been 3 years.
Now, hold on that. Now, I do want to say on that text dot. Now, I did not have a problem with Thurman, cussing his ass out of, talking to him harshly. Now, I'm gonna say this why. Because for some reason, everybody want to go hard on their own city employees. They want to talk trash on their own city employees. They want to micromanage them, say they ain't doing no work, or they got a whole bunch of people doing this and that. Everybody want to complain about city employees, right? But hell, you got these non-city employees, these non-black workers over for DOT. They just say screw goddamn Guffway. They don't even have the people over here to make it look like they're doing work. Now we paying them with our tax dollars either.
Where they come from? They come from the city manager and the council. That's where it come from. They need somebody that was going to be out there to make. Man, let me tell you something. I go down Blue Pond, and if I'm going a certain mile of speed, I got to slow down because guess what? I'm finna hit a dip.
Yeah.
No other city has that.
Right. Yeah. I just couldn't. I just couldn't argue with our city employees and not argue with the goddamn text dot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they could catch that ass chewing too. I would have gave my ass chewing if I was on doggone council.
I'm not talking about our city employees.
No, I know. No, but what I'm saying now,
got a manager.
The only thing, the only thing I was just saying with that, I can't sit here and let people say that's the only issue. Let people get mad at our city employees, but you want to not talk to the text dot people bad. That's the only thing, because if it was our city employees, they'd be having all kind of bad words to say about them. You know what I mean? Fine, get them out of here.
Hold up, David. It's not how you talk to the Dykes Top people.
Yeah.
Is what you say. You are the face of the city.
Yeah.
You don't get up there and chastise nobody like you their dad or you their mama, and you ain't did nothing that you said you was gonna do. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
Good point on that. Yeah,
wrong.
Yeah,
but I'm saying the
coming from him
was wrong.
Coming from him,
the timing was wrong. Because let me tell you something. The man did show up, because when you called for Motiva to show up about that doggone health building, they went to the Rotary Club. You understand me?
Yeah. And
gave them all the information. They didn't have no respect for the council. They sent them a letter. Come on, dude.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that that's what I'm talking about. When you are representing an entity like the city of Port Arthur, you don't go out there and get gangster like you finna do something. You ain't finna do nothing.
Right.
You ain't finna do nothing, because guess what? All you doing is running your guns. But you got to understand, the way you recommend him, you got to recommend yourself. He okay, it's been a year, but it's been 3 years for you. What you done? What I have to go back to the progress. What the progress is, bro? David, tell me what the progress is, and I leave it alone. I don't see it.
Yeah, it ain't
I
none.
really don't see it, bro. I don't see no progress.
Yeah, it ain't none. And
so how you go to the poll and vote on progress, it ain't none been done. That's what I'm saying. I know what Floyd Baptiste have done doing EPC.
EDC,
yeah. And I know what he's done when he was there with the workforce. I can't tell you nothing that Thurman done but get kicked out of 3 houses. Now that I could tell you.
Yeah.
I could tell you that without even taking a second thought. It's not that I don't like Thurman. Me and Thurman was real good friends at a time. But when I see wrong and know it's wrong, and I don't do nothing about the wrong, I'm part of the wrong, bro. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a time out for BS. It really is. It really is. What are we going to do to go forward? You can't tell me, well, I'm in it to continue the progress. It ain't no progress, bro. You lied about the Mardi Gras. You lied about the streets. You lied about the infrastructure. You lied about the truth. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead on, David.
Now
I get emotional.
Yeah, and I want to go better to make that make sense in the mind of a lunatic, right?
Ooh, go ahead.
You have. Well, I'm reading from the South Texas Record, right, from Maryland, Tennessee, December 18, 2007, right. Title of this is D. Bench Bartie makes run for county commissioner. So on here, the commission found that while in his official capacity, Bartie used obscene language in the courtroom, failed to follow the law, exhibited incompetence in the law, attempted to interfere in the lawful arrest of an individual, and participated in or used corporal punishment in truancy matters. This guy has all off the chain, right? All off the chain.
Explain what are you talking about? Now you babbling with some stuff. Explain what you mean that he did this and did that.
Well, hold on. But before I do that, let me jump back to this. Let me digress to something else right quick before I forget it. It was on my mind and I almost forgot it. Now, we have some people, right? Well, it's somebody, has alleged that there's a video out here of Mayor of Bartie as a JP inside a trap house, right? Doing some drugs, right? Doing some drugs inside of a trap house.
Whoa. Say that again?
There is an allegation of a video, an old video that they have, or of old video that some law enforcement officials have, right? Somebody's trying to get it right now. Somebody's trying to get it right now. Trying to pull this video up, trying to talk to somebody and get it. That they say that they have of Mayor Bartie as a JP inside some type of trap house doing illicit drugs and walking out of the thing with a bag with some white stuff in it, or a white bag. I forgot what they had said. But some kind of bag in their hand where they say it could plain to be some drugs. And there's a legend that is, crack cocaine or something like that. Crack or cocaine, one of them. Crack cocaine or powder cocaine. Now, let me make it clear. That's clearly an allegation. I don't know if it's true, but it's been out there. That allegation of him being in some kind of drug house has been out there, right? I don't have the video. I have never seen the video. I heard different people talking about it, but somebody's out there trying to recover that video right now. So that's what I'm going to say on that. Now, since I say I had to get it off of me, I had to say that right quick before I forgot about that. Now, this is the commission, right? The commission, when they found out, and when they did a suspension, right? And they actually came back with the issues, right? But Bartie used obscene language in the courtroom, cursing people out. The guy is in a legal capacity, right? And at a young age, I think around 48, in a young age where he should have his freaking mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sound decisions, yeah.
Yeah, should be able to make some sound decisions. But the guy thinks he's so much of a gangster. He thinks he's God himself, where he cussing all of these people out, not following the rules, doing anything he goddamn want, exhibiting incompetence of the law by not giving a flip about it. You know what I mean? Doing anything he want again, attempted to interfere in the lawful arrest during their personal reconnaissance bond issue, and used corporal punishment. They say he pulled his doggone belt out and tried to have somebody whip somebody inside the thing. I mean, it's crazy.
Come on, man, you got to be joking.
No, sir, I'm not. It's online. You can find all of this stuff by Googling the titles that I gave you, or put JP Thurman Bartie. You can use that by putting it in there. And man, they say, let me say what they did to this lady, right? Oh yeah, according to the order.
That's too much.
2002, Ms. Bush and her daughters, Manya and Mattea, appeared before Bartie in the truancy charge. During the course of the proceedings, Bartie used obscene language, did not inform the girls of their rights. That's a damn dog. Rights to enter a plea or have a jury trial, and handcuffed Bush and Mattea for the duration of the proceedings. They handcuffed them damn kids, right?
Come on,
they handcuffed them kids. This is a straight gangster, right? Handcuffed the kids. Now, reading this, I can see better in the mind of a freaking psychopath. What a goddamn nut job this guy is, right?
What you talking about?
Man. They say then he found Bush and Mattea guilty and imposed fines of more than $4,000.
Oh, no.
Which Bartie ordered them to pay that day in full without an indigency hearing. Bush spent 3 hours in jail before she was able to pay her $582 fine, and Mateo was jailed for 7 days before being released on the bond for her $3,496
That's
fine.
our people. That's our people.
Yeah, see, the thing is with Bartie, right? He'll claim all that pro-black shit. He'll claim all that stuff when it benefits him. But this dude is goddamn just like a white supremacist. You know what I'm saying? He's just like a racist. This is the racist acts. All these doggone things that he's doing to people, man. Just like how he tried to do. No, this is fact. This right here. This is fact. Yeah, this is fact. No, this is fact. This is legal fact. They found this. That's why he got barred out. That's why he got kicked out from being the judge. From all this, this is legal fact right here. There's no allegations to this. So he doing all this. He just acting like a racist. That's why they put these crazy doggone Negroes up in here to do the damn bidding of a racist. So you can't say, hey, well, you got your own guy up in there. You got Bartie crazy behind. That's a black person. There's a pastor. Yes, y'all wanted him. So he goddamn torching all these people. He losing his goddamn mind, which is, we see now he's a cancer to black society. You know what I'm saying? But people don't see that. And he's still lying to you. He's not as bold as he was back then. He's a little bit more cautious now, but he's still doing the same thing.
Wow, David. One thing about you, you do your research. I appreciate that. I didn't know nothing about it. Well, I knew about
something,
that Bush case. I knew about that Bush case because I knew that he was telling people, "Yeah, I'm gonna lock you up, and I'm gonna sleep with your wife." I heard that.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that too. How much of a clown and a low down, dirty son of a female dog you have to be to go ahead and have, because you think you have some power. Tell a son of a gun why they locked up. Hey, I'm gonna sleep with your goddamn wife, or you locked up and can't do nothing about it. Something to that effect. But we know he said he's gonna sleep with their wife. You know what I mean?
Boy, you got to have my arms standing up.
And then he's supposed to be a pastor. That sounds like the devil. That sounds like Lucifer himself right there. What do you mean, a pastor, man?
That's Lucifer's firstborn now.
But this guy is sick. But to better make it understandable, you have to go into a mind of a psychopath. We have to pull the previous history of this guy. You know what I'm saying? We have to delve into the mind frame of him doing this crazy stuff here to understand why he's doing this crazy ass shit now. You know what I'm saying? This guy is crazy. Oh, yeah, right here. It said when a local, this may sound familiar to you. When a local reporter attempted to investigate the allegations that Bartie was abusive to litigants, the JP had the reporter removed from court, used obscene language, and called the reporter a racist. Bartie also had magistrate duties at the Jefferson County Correctional Facility and, according to the tribunal order, on several occasions told the inmates that he was planning to have sex with their wives while they were incarcerated. Man, that's a devil right there. In another incident reported to the tribunal, Bartie tried to intervene and pull out the police department. Okay, his brother-in-law stopped for driving. Okay, yeah. Records, I'm going to see if this give you more of it. Records submitted to the tribunal show that Bartie asked the officer to let him drive his brother-in-law vehicle away, but changed his mind when the officers found crack cocaine in the vehicle. Bartie ordered his brother-in-law be released on a person regardless of his bond, which he himself later signed. So they had crack cocaine, and they said, "Nah, I ain't gonna drive that joker."
That ain't funny, man.
It ain't. It ain't funny. Yeah, we looking back at it now.
That's just all the way wrong.
Yeah, all the way wrong. But we have to go into this to understand the psychopath clown we have right now. You know what I mean?
We got a clown. If he done all that, come on.
Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah. This is another good one. The review tribunal stated that Records presented to them indicated that while on the bench, Bartie threatened to hit juveniles on the head with his gavel, punched the juvenile in the chest, and hit another juvenile on the head with his knuckles. He also removed his belt and encouraged parents to whip or beat children with the belt. See, I'm just not really seeing this right here. See, these son of a bitches, right? These son of a bitches got a damn problem of putting their fucking hands on kids, right? That's why he works at the goddamn school district. I'm also in Puerto Rico's ass right now for letting one of them teachers beat up on a goddamn special needs kid. But now we seeing this goddamn son of a bitch did the same thing these fucking kids are here. How in the hell you gonna put your hands? See, this is my problem, Reg. You won't put your hands on a grown motherfucking adult. You will not put your hands on a goddamn adult. If I came over to somebody, their own goddamn size came, I guarantee you, if you didn't have none of that legal fucking protection, you wouldn't be putting your hands on none of them. I guarantee you that. See, these people want to beat up these goddamn kids because they about chicken crap in real life and they can't fight in real life. This false sense of security make them feel like somebody. You hear what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Power, these psychopaths, man, this power got them losing their goddamn mind, Reg. Now, it makes sense now when I'm looking at this, when I'm looking at the history of these crazy mofos, right? Looking at what's going on in their mind and in the previous things is why they losing their goddamn mind right here. So I didn't really know this right now. I'm kind of we doing all this on the fly, really, you know. And I'm looking as I'm going, man, let me read this again. On the bench, he threatened to hit juveniles in the head with his gavel, punched a juvenile in the chest, and hit another juvenile in the head with his knuckles. The fool putting his hands on him, man. Also removed his belt and tell him, your mayor. Your mayor, Thurman Bill Bartie, your damn mayor.
And the people hearing this right now on your podcast, oh, come on, man. That's too much.
But see, look.
Because I tell you what, he put his hand on my grandchild. There's going to be some repercussions. There's going to be some fire in the city. I can guarantee you that.
I don't like to think. I don't even like to try to address what I'm going to do if they do that to my grandbaby. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to get my mind clicked in or going off the grid like that, because it just, I don't even want to think about that. I try not to, think about it or even talk about it, because my mind will start going somewhere else. You know what I mean? On that.
But you know what, David?
Yeah.
We doing that to our own.
Right, exactly. We got these sellouts, house Negroes doing this to wrong people, right? Right.
Yes.
And then right here, say Bartie admitted that he used obscene language, but told a special master, I don't know if it's master or magistrate, it says master, reviewing his case, that he believed that his language was necessary to make an impact on the children in his courtroom and convince them to attend school. You know what I mean? See, that's the problem when you have these goddamn crazy son of a guns with this zero tolerance policy stuff. This is the connection, right? This is the goddamn connection. We got these sick, thug, beating children, son of a guns, right? We got him as our goddamn mayor. We got him as the goddamn JP. We got him as the superintendent of our school district. And then that goes along with the goddamn propaganda talking about your kids are the goddamn problem. No, your kids ain't the goddamn problem, where the goddamn, the freaking JP got to beat their goddamn ass with his fists. Threaten to goddamn hit him in the head with a fucking gavel. I wish a mofo would put their, man, I don't even want to go there. I'm trying not to go there. Let me stick to you. Go ahead.
One thing about it. We got Joe Guillory now, and we got Judge Gillum. I don't think that's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, they doing something.
I think that we got an opportunity now to make a change.
But
I really do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They actually doing some positive programs.
He was a fool, and we are bringing it to the front. So why would you elect a fool that didn't do right with your children to come out and run the city. But you know what? We the type of people where as though we, black people is always the forgiving people.
But I also have to take some responsibility. Right? I have to fall on my own sword, right? As a YouTuber says, I have to fall on my own sword on this because during that time he was the better choice than Freeman, but he lied to us. So he lied. He basically lied on what he was going to do. So he basically lied on that. So I did support him. If he would have changed his fucking mindset, he could have been one of the best mayors that we have.
Yes,
but this joker is so goddamn corrupt. He's corrupt to his core, right? His soul is corrupt. He's corrupt down to his soul, Reg. After reading all this stuff right here and then seeing what he's actually doing in the mayor, convinced me it is no goddamn hope for this guy. He has to get retired. It is no freaking hope dealing with this devil.
I gotta agree with you, Dave. I gotta agree with you because what you've told me tonight, I knew nothing about that.
Yeah, I'm learning this. When he went through all the things of hitting them damn kids, I didn't know that either. I'm going through this right now. Now I got a couple of things where I seen, okay, this has a lot of information I can pull from this as I'm going, but knowing this actual hitting of these kids, I did not know this crap. I did not know this.
We got a maniac. We got a maniac.
We have a goddamn lunatic. Yes.
Yeah,
we have a lunatic in office.
What about our babies, man? We got to protect them.
Yes.
You ain't the one.
And you got to understand, this bridges the gap in why our kids are having a goddamn problem. We have a lunatics like him want to beat the goddamn kids. We have this stupid ass parents agreeing to this. They agreeing to, the kids is the problem. We got to do this and that. No, it's not always the goddamn problem, brother, sister.
David,
go ahead.
I deal with Judge Gilliam's court, and I go and I talk to the kids that Judge Gilliam bring there at Lincoln Middle School and in the courts. And let me tell you something, to be truthful and honest with you, we have good kids.
Yeah.
They just need to voice their opinion, somebody to hear what they got to say. We ain't got no bad kids.
Right.
But we put them there because of what Thurman and the rest of them people are saying. No, it's not like that. All they want to do is voice their opinion, and we don't want to hear it. I'm listening. See, you know me. I'm an activist. I'm all over the city. So when they call me for Judge Gilliam Court and say, hey, Port Arthur United, we need you, Brother Trainer, this. I listen to them. I talk to them on a one-on-one basis. And you know what they tell me? There's 3 things they tell me to say. Mr. Trainer, I'm growing up in a household with nothing but women, my grandmother and my mom. I go to school, all my teachers are female. When I have a problem, they send me to the principal's office, as a female. We don't have nobody that we could look up to in a male figure. I said, well, you got me. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because I look back and say, hey, that's my future, man. When I die today or tomorrow, I need them to come up in the ring. That's why I do so much in the city. That's why I deal with the kids. That's why I deal with the senior citizens. That's why I'm a part of the community, because I want to make a difference. You know, when I close my eyes today or tomorrow and people ask me all the time, well, what you want the people to say about you? Servant. That's all I want them to say about me. Servant. Because I'm not looking for no fame, fortune. I'm looking to make sure that my youth that's coming behind me have an understanding why, so guess what? If you don't have nobody, you can call Deacon Train. That's just the bottom line, you know. And one thing about me, I don't classify as myself to be a person where I want recognition. I'm not doing that. But I have a grandson, and the people that know my grandson, know the love and that I have for him, and know the avenue that I'm trying to seek for him, to know that he's going to be all right. So when I wake up in the morning and get on my knees, because see, I put my slippers by my bed, and in order to get to him, I got to get on my knees to reach and get to him.
Right.
I thank the Lord every day, man.
Yeah, and going through this shows me that the actual connection this is, right? It is active warfare on black kids, right? Particularly black boys. Because now, just as you said that a young man is going to them and seeing a lot of nothing but women, right? Women in the in his home, women in the school district, the teachers, and going to the women and females as a principal, right? Nothing is wrong with that, but these kids need balance. And just as I've stated before, just as that program in New Orleans, the Papa's on patrol, Dad's on duty, whichever the name was, they had that male masculine influence in them, right? They was in the schools because that's what helped. We need that. So we need to go back to having these male influence, especially dealing with our troubled youth, especially the young boys. You know what I'm saying? So we need that in them because they have a different temperament than the women sometimes, right? Because sometimes the women may look at our boys a little bit more violently than the men would, because as a man, it's more a man-on-man interaction with it. We don't really see the child as a danger. We may show them a little bit more love, but they do need the same way as you say about this. These people say, well, they remember the father. The father's not in the house. Okay, we need fathers in the school. We need the doggone male teachers in there as role models. They need that guidance up in there, man. And this is active. I believe this is active warfare on our kids and our people in the city. Just how they don't do, just how they look. In it, I believe this. They always try to hire a black woman when they have to hire a minority and try to starve men out. Or if they're going to get a man, a black male, he's going to be gay or he's going to be feminine. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's right? Now, let me qualify that statement for a minute, right? You look at the school district.
Stop right there.
Go ahead.
Stop right there. You are 100% right. And the reason why you said right is because our superintendent ain't doing his job. Because simple reason that everything that you see that come on TV or come into the media is about our youth, our black young men. We need men to step up and take charge. I'm one of them that have done that. Now, you can't just put all women in the schoolhouse, and then when the boy get in trouble, he talking to them, and they screaming and hollering like the moms or the grandma do it in the house.
Right.
You need a lead on me type of person. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hold up, dude. It could be better than that because when I go to the bathroom, I stand. When she go to the bathroom, she sit. So when he looking at his mother and seeing how she dog out her man, then guess what? It's going to go to him. He going to do the same thing. I'm teaching them right now that, hey, you are somebody. Don't let nobody tell you you're nobody. You are somebody, and I'm going to show you the rope. We need mentorship. We need brotherhood. We need the people to come out and deal with, not just with our men, but our young lady.
Right.
We need that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We have fallen short and became short of the glory of God. Because simple reason is that these kids really want to do right. But guess what? They go to school, they get bullied, they get punked out. Teachers tell them, oh, if you hit back, you're going to be in trouble too.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're scared. So they bring guns. Now they bring guns to the classroom, and now you want to charge them. Guess what? I tell mine all the time.
Or if
by all means necessary, protect yourself. Yeah. I do that. Now, I'm not gonna let them bring no gun.
Yeah.
But if they hit you, I don't care if you pick up a desk and drive them out of there. You better do whatever you got to do to come home. That's just the bottom line, man.
And let me go ahead and stop you right there, interject right there. Let me go ahead and interject right there. And think of this, how you talking to a young boy, right, dealing with a bully that actually, that look, if I'm dealing to a female principal about a bully versus dealing to a male principal or a male figure about a bully, how would that happen? How can the female tell me how to fight this bully, how to interact as a man when I'm kind of scared to come to school? You know what I mean? Because I got an actual bully. I got to worry about fighting. I don't know what these guys doing. I got to come here, I can't tell my mama I don't want to look like a punk. You know what I mean? How can a female deal with all of those internal issues? Hell, if I get beat up, if I'm looking embarrassed, okay, I can't look embarrassed. I might have to go get a gun to go ahead and show, hey, look, you can't, to stop doing that. You're going to need male influence to go ahead and talk to that young male child. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I like about the Port Arthur United, we're dealing with the kids. But let me tell you something. I also talk to the girl. Keep your hand in yourself. If you put your hand on that boy and he beat you down, you deserve what you got. You are not going to tell me that, oh, he ain't supposed to hit a girl. I'm going to knock all the brains out if she put a hand on me. So yes, because you are saying that you are my match. Right, I'm not trying to teach young kids to fight girls or whatever, but you got some girls, man, will mess you up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, they will mess you up. Now, and you sit back there looking like a punk. No. I done did all I could to avoid you.
Now, let me go back. Now, go
I'm going to take your butt out. That's the bottom line, Dave. I might be wrong what I'm saying, but I'm just saying.
Now let me go ahead and jump back to qualifying that statement I was saying, right? Because I believe it's a warfare against these kids, right? And particularly the black males, right? Because if you think about it, a lot of time they try to hire a female over the male for a position to give that imbalance, right? To give that imbalance of a female barking orders over men, and to get them, the females, to look at that male in a submissive type of role as not a man because he's under her. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And also in that, and if they're going to hire a black person, I believe, or a male figure in particular, they're going to be more feminine in nature, right? Or possibly even gay, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You do what you want to do, right? Nothing wrong. You do what you want to do, but it's a motive behind that, in my opinion, right? Because if you look at the city, right? Well, if like at the school district, they had the HR guy. He was a Caucasian person, right? Boom. So Caucasian person. So you had a white person controlling that. Now you look at the city of Port Arthur. For a long time, they had allegations of of a previous HR person of being gay, right? I don't know for sure. It's just an allegation. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it is, but it was a previous HR for the city that they allege to be gay. I'm not going to say his name. I don't know. Now, they also had allegations of a police chief that was alleged to be gay. They alleged this guy to be gay. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of allegations on stuff, and you talk to different people, they say they can kind of prove it, or, whatever. But the point of me saying this is, right, it's a war against masculinity, black male masculinity in this city, in my opinion. Now, tying this all together, right, we have the reason why we kind of went off track on that is because you have the people with the mind frame like Bartie beating on these goddamn kids and stuff, right? Going into the school district as a hall monitor. And from what I hear, they used to call him Small Fee Bartie, right? Well, allegedly, right, he was a hall monitor, and if he caught you out, he'd give you a pass if you gave him a small fee. Now that's the allegation. That's widely known. A lot of people kind of said stuff about it.
I heard that.
So, those allegations, right? People saying. So you have these crooked you got these damn near criminals, goddamn people with souls right into the core in the goddamn school district. But you don't have nobody that has any kind of accountability for this crap, right? Now, a perfect example would happen today. After you left from the polls over there from the library, I was over there seeing the young guy in Northeast, right? What's his name? Jacory Northeast, right? I said, come over here, brother, I need to talk to you. Now, cool guy, right? He came over, he talked to me. He wasn't one of the ones that was scared, so he answered all the questions I asked him. So I got to give him a shout out on that. But I ain't gonna lie, but he must have a secondary degree in bull crapology, right? Because he was giving me some bull crap. I ain't gonna lie. They must teach them that going to the thing, right? Because I was asking him about the allegations with the special needs kids, right? He didn't really give me too much on that. So okay, let me go ahead and make it easy for you. What about the doggone the superintendent writing a support letter for the goddamn liquor store, right? What kind of sense does that make? He was going all the way around talking about the apartments down there on Jefferson Drive, the other liquor store that's right across the state. I'm like, look, I'm talking about right here. He was going all the way around, and the only thing I just wanted to ask him, I asked him, look, do you agree with that? Well, I can't really say if I do or don't, whether the board should have wrote the letter instead of him. The only thing I was just trying to get out of him, hey, yeah, the superintendent screwed up on that. He shouldn't have made that call. What kind of sense does it make? That's the point that I'm trying to get. So you're going to never get anything done in the school district when the school district is too arrogant, too egotistical to even accept responsibility for something that's easily their damn fault. You know what I'm saying? Something that's easily their fault.
Davis, you got to look at it this way. These kids come under 40.
Yeah.
So they not gonna stand against him because they don't know what the hell they doing already.
Yeah, little man say he was 34. I say you 25. He said he was 35. I graduated 16 years, regardless.
I mean, if I come under my leader,
yeah,
I'm not gonna put him out there because I don't really. I'm young to the game, so why should I even worry about that?
Right.
I'm gonna continue to make sure that everything is all right with him, and that's what we about.
And then
these kids that's going on the school board don't know nothing.
Right.
They
and
really
then
don't know nothing.
he also
they go about what they're told to do.
Yeah, and then looking at doing research on Bartie, I see he works at the funeral home with Bartie. You know what I'm saying? So this is like a Bartie, his son, and the young guy. So it's like a whole, a get along gang. Nothing wrong with I'm not saying anything about the funeral home. I don't have no issue with the funeral home, but we just saying we get all these our buddies and want to bring them into the system where you don't have no checks and balances, where you just have everything one-sided, right? And you can't get nowhere when you too ignorant or you feel that you don't want to accept any type of responsibility. You can't humble yourself and say, hey, yeah, this was a bad mistake. They shouldn't have done this and that when something clearly was your fault. So the school district is always going to have some problems on that, and they don't want to accept responsibility. And with this, you have to break up this system. This problem is systemic, right? So not only getting rid of Bartie is not only good for the city business, it's good for the school because it's a move in breaking up the systemic control that these corrupt individuals have. You know what I mean? Now these people, now you may have these kids not really wanting to be corrupt, but they don't know any better, right? They don't know what they're doing. They just want to follow orders and give it some kind of notoriety or something like that. A job, praise, notoriety. So they're being led astray. They're being led astray. But remember, this is why our kids having all these problems. We getting these goddamn crazy ass abusive thugs, throwing them in the school with the kids. Now, when the kids having a problem, we got a goddamn home monitor and teachers are trying to shake him down for some goddamn money, allegedly, right? So you want to know what's the problem? Here, I'm dealing with bullets. I got teachers, home monitors, some damn crooks. What is there to look at? I'm surrounded by criminals in this school district. You know what I'm saying? But hell, we got that trash from the school district coming over to the city. You know, you got Frank. You know, you got a couple others on the doggone city council from the school board. So,
and we need to be careful. We need to be careful who we allow to come on council.
Now, this is a big look in the picture of the mind of a sociopath, right? Like psychopath, like Bartie. Looking at him and seeing how he affects a wide range of areas, right? So we had to go into the history of this, man. So understand, we had to go into the history with all of his lies and all of his degeneracy, right? To understand what's going on with this guy, right? And, you know, we didn't really even talk about any kind of, you know, we didn't talk too much on the drug abuse. So you have to throw that out there. Any kind of substance abuse, any kind of narcotics. So, man, so, you know, hey, I think we done goddamn knocked this out, Reg. If you got anything to add on this, I'm going to go ahead and try to end this song right now. You know what I mean?
Well, before you
go ahead.
This, let me just say something.
Go ahead, brother.
Let me just say something. And I always ended this here. I appreciate everything that you do on your podcast. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
But one thing that we got to mention is that quit being a damn fool. Right. You already see this man, Thurman Bartie, is not doing what he said he's going to do. Well, why is the progress? Why is the progress? See, if you got progress, I'm listening. But you ain't got no progress because guess what? He has no progress. He has not done nothing. The progress the city have put on. Now you say, well, what Floyd Bartie did? Floyd didn't have to do nothing, but he's doing more than what Thurman is doing because guess what? He's being stationary and he's letting the people know that, hey, you have an alternative. You have somebody that you could turn to. We already know Thurman ain't nothing but hot wind. That's the bottom line. I would like them to do their homework, not to vote on Floyd Bartie, but do the homework. See what a narrative is. Let them know that, hey, Floyd Bartie is the best man for the job. Let's quit being frat brothers. Let's quit being family members, church members, or the frat club. Let's time out for that. We need to move forward, bro. That's all I got to say.
Right. And I want to appreciate everybody for this. Please spread this on out as we kind of gave you in the mind of a sociopath and a psychopath. You know what I'm saying? So
psychopath is what the answer that you put.
Yeah, both of them is a psychopath and sociopath. But man, look, everybody, remember, I'm connecting the dots because we have to go into the history of how these people act and how these past behaviors. See, I'm just learning some new stuff now to understand how erratic and volatile people act, right? You can see that this is something that's embedded in him. It's branded down to his core as a person. It's branded down to his soul. So nothing's right is ever going to come from this guy, right? We've gave him too many chances. I've heard he's called himself a 2-time loser. This right here makes it 3. So understand when we put people right here in the school district, our school district is a cancer also. Remember, he's come from that. He came from the school district. So we have to understand when we get these abusive ass people, that everybody, when they hired him, they know this. They knew he was abusive. He shouldn't have been nowhere around kids with all of this stuff going on with the justice of the peace. So, but see, these stupid ass goddamn superintendents or whoever to hire this goddamn guy, right? The HR, instead of looking out for the kids, they're going to try to repair his image with the kids and putting him around kids, right? That's just like saying a child molester, right? Instead of keeping them away from the kids and looking out for the safety, they're going to try to reinvent the person or to have him try to right his wrong, so to speak, by putting them near kids. So when that's the absolute wrong thing that you need to do with a person like Mayor Bartie, right? He can't separate his mind from reality, right? He can't separate from what you're doing as a job and what the law is. You need to follow the law on a particular job that is so important to you. And I just seen up in here, hell, I didn't know they gave this ass a mentor. They gave this mofo a mentor. That's the first time you ever hearing of a justice of the peace having a mentor. So it is no excuse for him not succeeding. This evil, corrupt, devilish style is embedded in his soul. So on that note, people, appreciate you for coming out, Reg, and helping me with this podcast as we go deal in the mind of a psychopath, sociopath, right?
Well,
And
let me say one more thing.
go ahead on, brother. Go ahead on.
Before I go, you've heard the cries of the city. Your heart should have received the atmosphere of the people. Let me tell you something. You know within your own heart that Thurman ain't the man for the job. Stop it. Let's go ahead on and vote for Floyd Baptiste for the change that we deserve. That's all I got to tell you, man. I don't know what I need to go from that. You've heard the cries of the city because David have already put it out there. You've heard the learning of the people because I've already said it. It's time out for kindergarten, perhaps. It's time out for you to sit back and do the breakfast walk talk. It's time out for you to not understand that, hey, this is our time of need. I asked you to vote for Floyd Baptiste. That's my passion. You vote for who you want, but do your homework. I love you. God bless you. And we're going to continue on the end. Thank you.
And Reds, don't hang up. But everybody, take it easy. Peace.